Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to open up a Pro Tools session in one of the EditBays. First, you'll need to go down to the icon for Pro Tools, click on that, and it'll take a second for it to boot up. Now the bummer is that you're going to have to make sure that everything is set up properly as you move from room to room. If you're always working in the same bay, everything should be the same. But it won't always be the case. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with a blank session. And the parameters that we're going to tell it to do is that we want it to be in 16-bit AIF 44.1 kilohertz in order to, because these are the specs for working with motion pictures. And I'm going to save this file to the desktop. And I'm going to call it Tutorial 1. And that'll create a nice little folder. Let me hide Pro Tools and I'll show you the nice little folder. Hide Pro Tools. And that'll build you a nice little folder here that will keep all of its elements in there. So the first thing that we want to do is, it's given us too much stuff. So basically, all we want to see is time code. So we'll get rid of everything else to give us more workspace. You'll want to make sure that we're in slip. You'll want to make sure that our working tools is all clicked above so that you can work the quickest and most efficiently. You want to make sure that we are in time code and one frame in the grid and time code and one frame in the nudge. Now let's make sure that we are set up properly. First thing we're going to do is go to the Playback Engine, and you are going to want to set it to built-in line output, and this means that the audio output in the back of the tower will come to the speakers that are right by the monitor. And so now it's going to basically restart the project and be working at that speed. Then also in setup, we want to check our hardware. We want it to say built-in line output. If it doesn't, you'll need to launch it and make sure that it says built-in line output. Okay. And then the last part of our setup is the in and out. And you want to make sure that it also says built-in line output. Okay. If it doesn't, you'll click and delete it. And then you will hit default, and that will pop it right up again. Okay. So now let's build a track so that we can make sure that we hear what we're doing before we go to work. And so we'll build a track. I built a mono track. And let's grab an audio file that's sitting somewhere on a drive randomly. And I'm just going to grab this little bit of music. And just drag it in. And then I'm going to press the space bar. Okay, and we're seeing the music, we're seeing the sound, we're hearing the sound, so it's all set up properly. I'm going to hit Command Save. I'm also going to add another new track, which will be our master fader. Okay, so that is how you set up the software properly.